All right. Welcome, everyone, to Ask Me Anything. Joe, you made it.
Here I am.
Your computer didn't go against you. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to Ask Me Anything, another episode here. We'll go ahead and go around the horn here in a moment. Go ahead and get your questions into the Q&A box. I think Chris is going to be joining us here in just a moment. But with that, we'll see you right after this video. Craig's dancing. Wait, Linus, aren't you supposed to dance for us one of these times? I mean, I swear it never happens.
If you were at Money Tank, you could have saw Craig dance on stage.
Oh, I did see that on social. I saw the video.
Yes.
The jacket.
Shauna put me up to a dirty trick there. She's like, "You're going to volunteer if they ask for volunteers." I'm like,
it was Noah's idea.
It was Noah's idea. There you go. Well, hey, everybody. We'll go ahead and go around here real quick. So Brian Fouch here up in Idaho. We're having a lot of sick kids right now. I guess it's just because it's getting cold. I mean, my wife's at the doctor with my youngest right now. Was it foot-mouth sickness or whatever that is? I don't even know what that even means, but they're there right now. And then so I'm going to let them all stay in the house, and I'm going to go hunting here in about an hour. So there we go. Go for DeShawna.
Nice. You're going to go hunting? That's fun. How long do you go out for when you go out there? Like hours?
Yeah, 2 to 3. So
Nice.
we have about 600 acres we can cover, so it's a lot of acres to go hunt on. So
Sweet.
Wow.
yeah, yep. And Linus caught me actually cleaning one of my rifles on our last call. It's kind of funny. That's actually a muzzle loader. Linus, it says a muzzle loader for elk season, which is in December. But I'm hunting whitetail, so yeah, hunting whitetail right now. And then in the second week of December, you have elk for muzzle loader. So that's what I'll be doing.
Crazy. Well, my name's Shauna. I'm up here in Western New York with Joe and Chris. We've got snow now, which is really fine. I think it's fine. Joe might have a different response to that. But happy to answer your questions. And it's been a great weekend. Got to see a bunch of people in person and just happy to be back in the regular groove. So I'll pass it down to Joe.
Hello. I'm Joe, and this weekend was totally fabulous seeing everybody and chatting and seeing the people that I have been working with that I never saw them, and first time to meet them was awesome. And to see everybody here out there, well, Jason and Craig and you and Tess, and that was a great time. I think we should do more of them per year, not just 2, maybe more.
I know it goes so fast.
And over to Craigador.
Well, thank you, Joe. And it was a pleasure to see you and Jason and Tess and Shauna and Stephen and Chris. And sounds like I have a long list here. But yeah, it's always fun to see the people we work with on a day-to-day basis and then see them in the flesh. So good times. And I don't know, do you ever have those times when you go do something and you're surprised magnificently? I can't say the word, but you know what I'm saying. So I was just so tired yesterday. And Gina's like, every night we're walking because you sit in front of that computer for 14 hours a day, you're going to go out for a walk. So I'm like, all right. I was, not real happy about it. We get out for a walk, and what do we see in the sky for everyone that's on the
Northern
kind of in
Lights.
the skies? Yes, it's beautiful. So we don't usually get to see that out here in Colorado, but the Aurora Borealis, and it was so cool to see it here because we don't typically get that, stuff that those Northerners get to see. But anyway, that was just super cool. Sometimes things just pop up. You weren't even expecting it. So ask questions today and you might get surprised as well.
And walk tonight. It's still going on.
Yes.
Bree said it was different last night because it was pink and green.
Yeah, I think we have 2 more potential nights of it. So
it wasn't just like a streak in the sky. She said it was there. It was bright, and so I mean it's right out her window.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason, Craig. I did hear from the interwebs that it's going to be even nicer tonight, or even brighter, more pronounced and stuff, more colors. So hey, get out there and see. Get out there and look. Can I drop a dad joke here.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
What do you call a cult that's hard to get into?
A cult?
A cult that's hard to get into. Difficult.
You know, Linus, I think maybe you should find something else to do. But
Yeah, I know the bar was low. Yeah.
I liked that one. I did too, Craig.
well, that was good. But I was going to suggest that I'm looking at, doing a different job. I actually applied to be a mirror hanger because I can really see myself doing that job.
Yeah. And it just gets worse.
Down to you, Jason.
Get questions in. Otherwise, we're going to continue.
God.
You're muted, Jason.
Oh, please fix it. We don't want to hear any more jokes.
I didn't even introduce myself.
Oh,
He's Linus from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And he's got dad jokes. He's gonna drop them someone else so someone else can pick them up.
hook.
And obviously,
The hook came out, Linus.
obviously that's Craig. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful Wednesday. Ask Me Anything from City Beautiful, which is chilly this week. At least it was yesterday in the 30s. So don't tell me that's not cold in Florida. That's pretty cold. So bring your questions. We're blessed to be here with you, answer your questions. And like Joe said, it was good to hug and see everybody in person. And Craig, what a dancer, man. What a dancer. When you took that jacket off, the women, everybody Tess, whoo! Everybody got
Gina's like,
excited.
what was going on with the jacket coming off? I'm like, I don't know. It just happened. So
Oh, the 100 started flying.
They did immediately.
that
I
was
do
so
have,
embarrassing.
I do have to tell you guys though, I posted that on my page and it got the most views this week.
Oh boy.
So thank you.
Internet famous you are, Craig.
And I'm
Well,
gonna
one
repost-
thing's for certain, if I ever open a dance class, I can show you all the things not what to do. Just do what I don't do what I tell you, just do everything else. But
I thought it was awesome. You
It was
guys are
awesome.
amazing. Just
All right,
like-
then Tess, you're the last one. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Up to Tess.
I'm Tess. I'm a Michigan girl. I came home to snow on Sunday night after one hellacious airport experience. I left for the airport at 4 a.m. I flew over Detroit several times and made it home about midnight to snow, and it's all gone now, but that's okay. It'll come back. Again, I shared the video of Craig and Chris dancing, and it was the #1 hit of mine for the week. So it's going back up, guys, every week as long as it keeps hitting. So I better be careful because I'll get me one day, won't they?
All right, we do have some questions here. Okay, so Craig is saying, I really want to hear your thoughts on 50-year mortgages. I think if used properly, they could add real wealth, similar to the guy who leases a car instead of purchasing and investing the difference.
That amortization schedule must be wonderful.
yeah.
Just keep paying the bank so they can make another branch.
Yeah, let's just think about why they're doing that.
Yeah.
What is that? It's not for the people.
It's not for you.
It's not for the people. It's definitely not. Just let's think through this.
Everything they do is to benefit them.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, we can give 50-year mortgages from our IBC policies if we wanted to, and that keeps all the interest, or as much of the interest as possible in our family. We could start thinking like that.
And even if you look at it, somewhere on one of the shows today, they were like comparing, and Craig, it maybe even you that could speak to this, but it's only like a $200 difference per month. But ultimately, I think they ended up paying $800,000 additional for that extra 20 years. Do you want to pay that much more in interest to gain the 20 years in a house that you're probably not going to stay in?
I had a phone call that came in, but so my daughter does have that sickness, hand, foot, mouth. So I found that out. But this is a good thing, because I think didn't Chris just do a video on this as well? I think he did. I thought I saw someone. But the one thing I was thinking of when I was reading this is that why do banks do this? Why would a bank like a 50-year mortgage? Because we, the consumer, wants that instant benefit, saving $200. The bank doesn't care about that because they want the $800,000 because they think long term.
Yep.
What's the other strategy that is long term focused and also has short term benefits? It's called infinite banking. My God.
IBC. Ooh, pick me.
Be your own bank.
So it's kind of funny. It's like, well, that's why infinite banking makes sense because it is that long-term focus and has the short-term benefits as well. So it's just kind of weird. It's like when you are the bank, you got to think like a bank, which is long-term. If you look at a 50-year mortgage and thinking like a bank, it's not your benefit, it's the bank's benefit because it's your liability. It doesn't make any sense.
All day long.
So
It's
And then-
just devil's math, just expanded bigger.
Yeah.
So he added to that entry there. So what's he saying there? I think if used properly, they could add there you go. To actually pay off faster, combined with IBC and or velocity banking. I guess
Yeah.
why not buy it with the first position, first lien HELOC in the first place, rather than even getting a mortgage in the first place? Because you can do that.
Absolutely.
because on the 50-year mortgage one, I mean, just think about how much interest you're paying in the early years.
On a $100,000 purchase at 3% over 30 years, you pay back $100,000 in interest. So for a total of $200,000. That same thing with another 20 years added onto it. I don't know. I'll pull it up on Bankrate, and then we'll see what it looks like.
Oh,
I
we
was
just did
hoping-
on Wealth Webinar. We did an example where it was 305,000 mortgage at 3.25, and they end up paying total interest cost of over 56% over the cost of the loan. So it was 56% more in interest than the principal. But when I kind of look at these 50-year mortgages, I actually like them, and I'll tell you why. It depends on what side of the equation you're on. And as a notes buyer, I think a 50-year mortgage sounds great to me.
Good
Yeah.
point, Craig.
There's a spin. Craig took it a
That's
step
what
further.
That's what I'm going to start getting into now, buying notes now.
Yeah. So,
It's
when
actually
you
a
look
great
at,
point on this one.
I say
There-
when you look at the schedule, I mean, it's exactly Joe's point. It's like, the banks want to keep that thing going for them, as far as the interest cost. And so, sure, do a 50-year mortgage, but be on the other side of it where you're the one benefiting from the high interest cost.
Yep.
But I have heard of people doing like they want to do a 15-year mortgage. They do a 31-year, but they pay it like it's a 15-year mortgage. I've never done the math on it on a spreadsheet to see how beneficial that is, but that is an option. But obviously, looking at if you have options like that, well, what if you took that extra money and put it through a policy and let that thing grow uninterrupted? How's the math work out 15 years down the road? There's lots of different ways to calculate that.
On a 15-year biweekly, it automatically turns it into 13.6 because there's one extra payment per year.
Now, here's the challenge: if you're that I always look at is if you're prepaying the mortgage, you're locking that money up in the walls.
Yep.
And on Wealth Webinar, we talked about is the Mark Twain quote, and I don't know exactly what it is, but something about how a banker will loan you his umbrella on a sunny day and take it back when it rains. So if you're funneling all that money into your home,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden you hit hard times, like, hey, I spent $5,000 extra in in payments this year. Can I get $2,000 back? They're probably going to laugh at you. Now, the next thing would be, hey, I just lost my job. Can I get a HELOC? Well, no to that too. So those are the things I struggle with when I hear people prepaying a mortgage, because there's other ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maiden Blue is saying, what was the highlight for those of you who attended Money Tank?
For me, I always think it's about the people, revisiting with the people that I haven't seen before, that I have seen previously, and then the new friends. And then I also like that there's new deals. Like I liked Arthur Hood's presentation, and there was the other one that was right around the same time as Arthur Hood. So it's really interesting to see what people are doing in the business world. But top for me are the people.
I second that.
I'd say my takeaway from from the whole money tank because I had a lot of conversations with people who feel that they may perhaps be over leveraged. And so we had some good conversations about in order to go out and invest and be leveraged, you should also be thinking about what are some of those guaranteed income streams you have for retirement. Now, some people I talked to had pensions, some people had, Social Security and other things, but it's not that we're trying to live off of that. The way I described it was, if everything breaks and you're sitting at home eating popcorn, watching Netflix, do you have enough money just to do that? Then, we want to build those guaranteed income streams, and then we have more of a right to go out and do some of these other investments. But anyway, that was my takeaway. Those are the conversations I was having.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Craig. And mine, other than the dancing, the dancing and the good times, was just the level of people and bringing everything back. Like it was seeing like Tammy Smith up on stage and then seeing, other folks that we see on a pretty frequent basis up there and what they're up to and their hearts and just how they're making a positive impact on the world. So it really showed up as like a ripple effect and really bringing it all back to the you and me level. So it was super cool being in a room of 100+ people. I'm not sure how many exactly were there, but 100+ people who were aligned with what they were trying to accomplish. And then we all had really unique conversations around just what they were focused on in that moment, because everyone's a different age. Some are super young, some are older. So just very cool room.
Yeah, my highlight, Dexter, it was your idea. So we went ahead and gave people who have never been to a money tank before a white lanyard, and then people who had been to one before had a black lanyard. So it was really obvious to see who was new and who was there, who you might have known from a past event. And it was actually half and half. It was about like 65 people first event and about 65 people's like they've attended events before, and just seeing that and seeing how a highlight for me is seeing how well all of those people mix. There's no like click, there's support. Like if you notice that somebody's there for the first time, a lot of people made sure that they were like, because they're not, it just because it's your first event does not mean that you're new by any means. A lot of those people have been following us virtually for 2 or 3 years. It was just their first time traveling to see us, which means a lot. And so that was always a highlight. And some of the attendees brought their children too. So it was really, really cool to see some more of the kids in the group too. So that was my highlight of Money Tank.
And speaking of highlight reels, he just stepped into the room. The break dancer himself. Welcome, Mr. Noggle.
Oh, I thought you meant Cash, because he doesn't look great.
No, sir.
But right now, he's after my pistachios.
Yeah, they do look pretty good.
You cannot eat these; they'll kill you.
Oh no! Do you have a highlight from Money Tank, Chris? I don't want to bombard you with questions, but we all kind of went around with a Made in Blue saying what was the highlight of the weekend for those of you.
I just thought the energy in the room was really good for the entire time. I thought the conversations that people were having were super high level, very productive. I thought people did a good job of working through their problems that they may be going through, hearing that other people have the problems and how they're handling it. Those would be my takeaways.
Awesome.
And I stayed home to try and face my problems.
There, you got to do that too.
Yeah.
All right. Connor is saying, can extra PUAs be added to each year after the illustration just shows the base premium? Example, a 60-40 split shows after year 10, it's just the base premium. One America allows up to 3 times the base premium. Just trying to future plan. I'm almost on year 3.
Is he with one
I
America?
remember Connor. I've met Connor somewhere. I swear I have. I mean, it just looks like such a familiar face.
It depends on the original contract. Oh, sorry, Chris.
I thought Jason was talking, but that was you. So,
So Connor, it depends on the original contract on whether that was set up to allow PUAs to continue past the 10 years or not. Some are, some aren't. So the company can tell you that, or your implementation agent.
If it's one America, usually yes, you can put in PUAs well beyond year 10.
Owned if it was written for it, I've discovered. And so it's important to write that option in there.
And I thought it kind of looked familiar too. And he said he was in Nashville. So now we move to the next one.
I think what I've learned though is, doesn't the illustration show that it drops at year 10? That's because you're assuming that you're dropping some sort of rider and you can keep that on to keep adding.
Correct.
Like Lenna said, it depends if it was illustrated into the original one. Sometimes people drop it off and don't leave the additional. If it's monthly, it's $10 a month. If it's annual, it's 120, right? So that has to be illustrated in, is what Linus is saying he's learning. Connor, just keep stuffing PUAs as much as you can into it. You know, you might get to a point with that thing so efficient, you're expanding your system anyhow. Because I love the future planning. Like, that's a great exercise to do. And if you keep doing what you're doing, your plans will go so much better than you can imagine 7 years from now.
And a lot of the dropping of riders actually requires you to do it, right? So let's say you didn't do anything. Wouldn't that term still be on there? And then you would still be paying everything you've been paying since the beginning?
It runs out at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, Connor, I would just ask your implementation specialist to run an in-force illustration with max funding, and that'll tell you, based on what we know today, what could happen. So an in-force illustration, maximum funding.
That's right. I met him in Nashville. I knew it.
All right, Dexter's saying no financial advice. However, I have one MECT policy. I wonder if I sold to a nonprofit, if it would be beneficial. Nonprofit has no profit, right?
Yeah, it's in the name. You said it. But
I mean, a nonprofit, I'd almost have to go to the tax team over at the insurance company to verify that. Yeah. But your thought, it would be the same thought I would have, but we need to check with the CPA.
Yeah. And for now, your MECT policy is not really a concern, probably, because you don't have taxable issues or tax issues until you're accessing policy loans or surrenders above the cost basis of the policy. The cost basis just simply means the accumulated premiums that have been put in. So you're probably not at that point yet, so you don't have tax concerns. But yeah, it's something to plan for.
Yeah, I don't think the MEC status is going to be, if you're using for the infinite banking concept, in the earlier years, I don't think you really have anything to really worry about. Maybe later, but it's going to be, I'd have to look at the policy to see how much it has in profit. It may not be as bad as you possibly think, or as bad as you think.
And also, I mean, even when it does get to that status of being MEC, you can always just use the policy as leverage for a bank line of credit.
Absolutely. That's always the way. Just do what I don't want to say do what I do, be like Mike, but I use a CV line of credit, and then it doesn't matter if it's a MEC. That's the backdoor option, if you will.
Yeah. Well, Chris, when I think about that even further, how about purposely getting a MEC with the plan of always accessing it with a CV line of credit?
Yeah, I mean, you certainly could. There's really no reason why not to.
Huh. People do. It's just that you're now relying upon a traditional bank for the financing and all that stuff.
I'm thinking that's a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah. To Brian's point, then the flexibility is a little bit out the window, because it's kind of traditional, right, with those monthly payments.
Yeah, it's person specific, and also, but if you're looking to really create some generational wealth, that MEC policy still does that, and can go a lot faster. But yeah.
And then the other side I would think about is, if you MEC it just for the cash value line of credit, just think about down the road, if you want to use it for income, supplemental income, that's where you may run into some taxable issues, because now at that point you're going to be taking withdrawals to cost basis and then loans. But
if you are, I mean, you could.
That's why I said if you're using it for supplemental income.
Right. You could pull supplemental income from the cash value line of
You
credit.
could, but remember, when you're using a CV line of credit,
Pay it back.
you have to pay interest every month
Yeah.
or every quarter.
Yeah.
So if you're taking money out for retirement, you really don't want to be paying interest on the money you're using for retirement.
That's
Yeah.
where the withdrawals, typically the numbers I've run when you do withdrawals to cost basis for retirement, it works out better. And then at that cost basis line, you would switch over. But if he's in a MEC status, well, just keep withdrawing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's way more advantageous to take loans from the insurance company for retirement planning than it is from a CV line of credit. But for using it for infinite banking, all the stuff that we teach outside of the retirement strategies, yeah, the CV line of credit would avoid any issues you'd have with the MEC and probably be pretty efficient.
I mean, we only got really one comment, no questions. Rob saying, when comparing a 30-year mortgage to a 50-year mortgage, note the amount of interest per payment is actually more on the 50-year, so you're not saving anything.
That's what I've been trying to say. I've been doing video after video about these stupid 50-year mortgages. And literally, I picked a fight with a realtor or a broker who had a big thing because he was like, this is going to be the most amazing thing. Like, if you listen to his video, oh, it's hilarious. And it'll be up soon. So please check my Instagram soon. In the first 30 seconds, I'm like, this guy's a realtor. He's a broker. I didn't even know. I'm like, this guy's a realtor. He's a broker. Sure as shit. Because that's the only person, a mortgage broker or a realtor, who's like super pumped on this 50-year mortgage, because now what it does is it reduces the monthly payment by, dude, it's like 10% or less. It's hardly anything. But yet he's going on and like, oh, it's going to help people get into houses and build equity. And dude, it was sunshine and rainbows and unicorns and more unicorns and freaking, dude. I thought the Easter Bunny was going to show up like in his, but yeah, I don't see any positive to these 50-year mortgages outside of from a dollars and or from a mathematical debt to income ratio. It does open up a lot of people right now that are not eligible to get a mortgage because of debt to income ratios. But with the 50-year, it gets them underneath that. They probably ran the math on it, but you're going to save a couple $100 a month on an average mortgage, but you're going to pay millions more over that period of time. Like, in his response was, people don't live in the house that long. Okay, yeah. So now you're going to get a bunch of people into a house that has a 50-year mortgage, and you're going to sell them on equity. What happens when it goes the other way? What happens when the equity and the house appreciation goes the other direction, and they need to sell? Oh, his answer would have been, oh, houses always go up in the long haul. Yeah, I know, but what if you just time it wrong?
My thing,
your mortgage. I think it's terrible.
My thing about it, I mean, does it even really qualify that many more people from a DTI standpoint?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not that much different. The payment's not that much lower.
You know damn well they engineered this thing to open up a whole bunch of people, millennials and people that can't buy a house right now. There's more to this story than we're getting. I do think it opens up a lot more people, but I think it's maybe different than what you're thinking. It's not the couple hundred that they save per month. It's the calculations or something. I don't know. Brandon would probably know more about that, but
so it really was the double.
How to have more control over a longer period of time of the people.
I don't know why Trump is pushing this thing so much.
So I just ran the numbers because I had this still up from Wealth Webinar, but at $305,000 mortgage at 3 1/4 with a 30-year payments $1,327. On a 50-year, it's $1,029. So you're saving $298 a month. However, the volume of interest per payment in the first payment goes from 62% to 80%.
Whoa! I knew it.
And your total interest is $247 versus $172.
But the realtors are loving it, Craig. They're just loving
70 grand more.
75 grand more. So yeah, those are the numbers.
So
no, it's all sunshine and rainbows and unicorns, man. It's going to be good for the realtors because they can sell more houses.
Exactly, because they're going to be looking at the person at a 45 DTI on their income. So that means that a person can make less income and still get more of a house too.
That's right. Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's all they're trying to do is open up this like
They're going
locked
to knock
up.
out. There's no equity. They're going to knock out.
No,
100
I
a year.
know, because like you're giving 80%. I know, and that's what I was saying. But like, you should listen to this realtor. He's got a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram. You should listen to him, dude. Dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he like drank a whole bottle of wine after that.
Wow.
He had a C4
I was
before.
like,
and
dude,
a
I
bottle
want,
of
I
wine
want what
after.
he's got right now. It's like that's what I wanted.
So the 7 or 10 years that somebody's in a house average before they move or sell,
And
Mhm.
they
the
hardly
bank
paid down
is
anything, so they're
getting
fully
a way more
reliant on.
interest than they are on the 30.
Absolutely, they're fully reliant on the market taking the price of the house up. We're all living in this like fake world.
Purple unicorns.
I think the thing it taught me though
They're
is like
still buying
cash
RELs
flow.
and that shit.
Cash flow is the name of the game. If all of the numbers and everything doesn't matter and they're just trying to make such a big deal about $200 a month, maybe we'll all really realize that cash flow is the thing to focus on.
It was hilarious. Like, even at the event, I had a lot of discussions about IULs. I don't know why this continually just keeps coming up, but at the event, a lot of people were talking about IULs, and I'm just like, hey, did you see the Kyle Busch story? And none of them had seen it. I'm just like, wow. I'm just like,
Well, because everyone's in a different algorithm and we really only see what we're served up and we're all in
No, that's
different
true.
worlds.
Good point.
Except all of us, we see all the same things.
Yeah, we're in this similar universe.
Yes, that'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting team conversation at some point. What do you see all the time? I see, different martial art things. I see different biohacking, and then different, I guess, mindset things. That's basically all I get all the time.
so if I'm seeing ghosts everywhere, that's probably a problem. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I specifically went in and like made it sure that I didn't see any of that stuff, Chris.
I see hunting stuff.
There you go.
I've been
I
seeing
keep
lots
getting these dad jokes sent to me. I'm not sure why.
I've been getting lots of Lake Superior lately.
I just see all y'all stuff. Go ahead and like it all.
You
Someone
are
told me in
lightning
Japan-
fast. Lightning fast. Patty and I comment on that all the time.
Jason, somebody told me today that Japan has had that for a long time. They've had like a multi-generational 100-year mortgage, and it's been
saw
around
that.
for a long time. I'm just like, wow.
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 Yeah.
It's to like lock 3 generations up is what they said in What the F. They put that in there this morning.
I missed that. Wow.
$1 down, $1 a day.
Andrew's saying, is this much more different than renting plus all the risk they are taking with homeownership?
You'd be better off
No,
to rent
the-
than have somebody else take care of the toilet.
Yeah.
It's the equity.
What?
With renting, you don't own any equity.
$10 a year, bro. What equity?
I don't know, it's all about It's really a speculator's game. I mean, is the price of the house, the value of the house, going to go up? And does that make up for the difference in the interest that you're losing to the Amort? I got to guess that person that asked that question plays a little bit of what is that game called?
Russian
Cornhole.
roulette.
Cornhole.
How'd you
And-
make that association?
Look at his picture. He's playing cornhole.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Guess I'm just
That-
focused on different things.
Dexter's saying, don't forget about the mortgage insurance they will be ordered to pay.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that.
If you don't put 20% down, then you're gonna have to pay PMI until you get 20% equity, which is gonna take 40
Joe,
years
how many-
to get.
How many people do you think buying a house with a 50-year mortgage are putting 20% or more down?
Yeah,
Zero. So
I don't
they're
think
just it's just I have no.
Yeah, bank will get all their money. That's the point. That's
You know,
what
I
said.
didn't think
I've
we-
done 2 videos on this now, and that's what I've said both times. I'm like,
Andrew,
all they're
I'm
doing
gonna
is
start
making you a
hitting-
bigger slave to the system. You're literally stuck.
That's it.
and Andrew
You're up
just
leveled the devil's math.
But you got your house.
I'm gonna start handing out 60-year mortgages.
Andrew just says in there, PMI till you die.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dario, congratulations, brother. That's awesome. You want some good eats and you're up in the Boston area. Look up Dario and his restaurants. Yes. And usually 3 to 5 days. once you're in the first, you just started, so we say up to 30 days. But if you put in the loan, it should take about 3 to 5 days, business days, to hit your account. So
As long as you put in the direct deposit information, otherwise they'll send you a paper check.
Pro tip, call the policy services right after you put in the loan and just check and make sure they got everything they need. Because I know a guy, I won't name any names, who, has made multiple mistakes in requesting loans and not gotten his loans in a timely manner because he's filled out the wrong social or forgot to put the policy number on, or I've done it like 3 times of the loans I've taken. So following up the next day, make sure they got everything. It's a good move.
And with a last name like that, I'm sure their restaurant's delicious.
Oh yeah.
Best burgers, I think he told me. Who's hungry?
Yum.
We have no questions right now. Shane's saying extra Grant Cardone's ready to refinance every single property and pick up the small difference in cash flow.
He owns a lot of notes.
All right. That's a wrap.
I was thinking the same thing. It's like we're all looking out a window or something. Like, what are we looking at?
Maybe Craig and Chris should do another dance off for us.
Oh no, that was
Like
Hey,
I
Chris,
said,
you're
that
on
was my
mute.
top video of the week.
yeah. I don't know. It was just something I played along with, and Chris was very fearful as well when Shauna said, "Noah is going to ask for volunteers. Raise your hand."
I just learned something. If Shauna comes at me about volunteers, I'm running and fast.
I was super impressed with Shauna. Like, I was like, wow, that was it was like evil genius. Really good.
It was Noah's idea. I just executed it. I just said, Craig, Noah's going to ask for some volunteers and he
No
wants
one's
you to
confused
be
on your
one.
execution. It was really well done.
Craig's
Really
like,
well done.
for what? And I just repeated my sentence. Noah's going to ask for some volunteers and he wants you to be one.
It was awesome.
And when Shauna asks for something to be done, you just do it because she's so helpful. And we ask her to do so much. I'm like, all right, Shauna's asking, I'm going.
When Noah asked to put your head down on the guillotine, just do it.
You do notice I tried walking off the stage and I got pulled back in.
I actually sent it to Gina. She goes, "Oh yeah, Tess, I've already seen this."
Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
sir.
Y'all, every one of you on here, everybody watching, if you don't have the book, Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash, go to Amazon and get it. It's like $20-25. Very valuable stuff. I didn't learn it there first, but it definitely helped my learning journey 5 years ago. I see a lot of people that start there and get a better grasp of the concept, the infinite banking concept from the get-go. Some of my own family members have just recently got a decent understanding of the concept from having started there. And then I just helped them along further and answered some more questions, and they're actually getting policies now. So that's how that works.
I'm going to actually share too. So thanks for mentioning that, Linus. Linus and I were working with a family that we had one person, a grandmother that we were working on a policy for. And the grandmother called me and said, "I'm getting ready to take a 4-hour road trip to see my daughter." So I said, "Why don't you listen to the book while you're on the road trip?" Now she went 4 hours, called me from the driveway, never even got out of the car, and said, "We're starting my daughter, son-in-law, and the 2 grandchildren." Her daughter literally had to come out of the house to get her out of the car because she got so wrapped up in this book. And right now, currently, all 3 generations are funded.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
And
Chris.
then Linus just gave the secret. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I
go
was going to say, Linus gave the secret of how to get family members on board. It's not necessarily giving them homework, but I mean, my takeaways from this will be, A, how could you possibly win a game if you don't know the rules? This will show you the rules. And B, it's going to show you why 95% of people are not successful, the human nature elements of things. So you put those 2 things together, you got a pretty good recipe for success. and crickets. Keep it moving. Oh, Bismarck. Hello.
All right,
Yeah.
Jay's saying, do all of you help set up specially designed whole life policies?
Yeah, we do. Let's rock.
Yeah,
I put the link in the chat. Did it show up the link?
That's a cool photo.
It is super cool photo.
Oh, that is.
I want to get my hair that long.
Yep, you go to mentors.beyourownbanker.com and you can schedule with the team. And then Rob J is saying, did everyone hear that First Savings Bank is going to offer first lien HELOCs on investment properties? Or
Yes, I
was
did.
that a spam email I got?
I think
But
Joe told us that, right?
You
Mhm.
have to have a first lien on your primary, and then you're able to get one on a rental. You can't just go on a rental.
What if you don't have a primary?
Well, then you should move into your rental and then get one there.
No,
Hmm.
Joe, I don't want to do that. That would hurt my cash flow.
So wait, Joe, let me ask you a question, Joe. Like,
Yeah.
do you need to have a first lien HELOC from First Savings Bank on your primary?
Yeah.
So it's like a bundled deal.
Oh, bundle. Sounds fun.
Because you have the first one, now you're able to get the second one.
It's still pretty cool, man. If somebody's got like a household, like they got rentals and they got their house done, like that's that's super efficient.
Yep, and Rob does have that already. So
Yep.
that's probably why he got
Oh.
emailed that, I bet.
Lamb freaking dunk.
Joe, do you know if they're offering that on secondary properties in all states or just certain states excluded?
How about the four?
Texas.
Oh, but
Oh,
where?
yeah, duh.
How about
Yeah.
the four? Maryland, Texas, Hawaii, Alaska.
I think Rob is in New York.
New Yorkers back in.
Good.
And that's where you might want to go look at CMG if you're in, Texas or those other states. But those are options. And I don't believe CMG has that requirement of you have to have it on your.
They
personal
don't.
property.
They don't. So you can just get a rental through CMG without getting a primary.
So there you go, Linus.
I actually have a question. I don't know if you guys can answer this objectively on which do you think comes out better between CMG and what is it, First Savings or First Tennessee on going out and actually purchasing a home with that first lien HELOC from the get-go? Do you think there's a difference?
So the product with CMG is 30 years. After 10 years, they drop it by 1%. First lien is 10 years with a 20-year draw, so you just go back in and re-up it after 9.5 years. So if you want to keep one product and you don't care if it keeps on diminishing over the years, then you would go that way. But if you wanted to do it on this end, they do use different indexes also, so they might not have the same interest rate. You can buy down the interest rate with CMG though, but I don't know why you would buy it down with a simple interest rate.
I'm not sure I followed all that. Maybe I have to just talk with them when that time comes.
Just depends on what you're looking for. Different things for different things that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Craig's asking, are there any first position HELOC loans available on primary residences owned free and clear without any income verification?
You're going to need income verification regardless of what you do. But if it's a free and clear house, you don't want to get a first position. That takes closing costs. Go to your neighborhood community bank, get a second lien that automatically turns into a first lien, and there's probably not going to be any closing costs on it.
What are you seeing on access to equity on the second on that, Joe?
All the way up to 80.
They take you to 80 on that
80,
one?
85, depending on what. Well, I just got 100, but did you hear that, Chris? I got 100.
Is it because you're special?
Yeah. I heard you, Joe.
I got to take my digs when I can.
Joseph.
All right, Dexter's got a question. He says, my family is lost in the sauce and not trying to learn. I'm afraid I'm going to graduate, They will get a large payout and not continue to make premiums on policies I set up for them. Interesting. There's more to it.
Yep.
Do you know how I could possibly solve that
Hold on.
problem? I think they would let policies lapse because they have no clue or want to know.
Yeah, that's a big one right there.
Put that inside.
So, have you
I
talked
forgot
to
to do
somebody about a trust?
Yeah.
Because that's a legal thing. Obviously, for a
FF.
trust, you could talk to that trust person and see how you could set it up so the trust would actually maintain the premiums. You have somebody else who understands what you're trying to do that operates the trust after you pass. There's potentially some ways around it. But obviously the first thing is to try to make sure they're on board, because that's going to be the best thing generationally. But I mean, there's reasons why wealthy families have all these policies owned by trusts. So if something does happen, the trust actually is there to protect that from happening, lapsing policies and all that. That'd be my
Can it almost like know what all of the premium deposits are and just say like, this is going to pay all those premium deposits on everybody else?
I mean, that's from my understanding. That's when I've talked to some wealthy families. That's how they have it set up, where the proceeds of a policy, a death benefit, go into the trust. The trust is then set up so that somebody who understands the whole structure is managing it, and then will maintain the next generation policies through the trust. But it takes someone who really understands infinite banking and trusts to set that up, and you've got to really find out who is going to be the person that would take it over and operate the trust. Third party, if I remember, I don't know.
So Shauna, you would get a house, put it into the trust, rent it out. That $1,000 a month would come back into the proceeds of the trust. The trust would then pay the $1,000 to the policy and keep it generated.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's all just trust language. It's easy.
Yep.
And plus, Dexter, if you've got policies under self, you graduate, there's death benefit. That death benefit can then be used to pay the premiums going forward on all the family policies. But it's really instructions in the trust on what you want to have happen.
And even like the Rockefeller's book, you can even
Is that a check?
have it continue past the generations he's set up right now.
Mhm. The alternative is to have a pirate's funeral.
We talked about that.
Yes.
I got to look that up.
Arr.
I feel like Garrick Gunderson's trust language is set up where like you can only take loans for education or something else too. Like you
And the how-to stuff, right? Like if you have your family freedom framework, or you have your language of the whatever that document that you're leaving behind, it's basically your family, your teachings for dummies, right? Because you want to make sure the trustee understands it, make sure they know what to do with every step. So you can set it up however you want. It's just really thinking through, kind of reverse engineering what you've had to go through, what lessons you had to learn, what worked, what didn't work, and making sure it's all language somewhere where it's simple to understand. And then it's fortified with a trust, right? And then you have the right trustee, et cetera, et cetera. So
Yep.
it's where I spend the majority of my time thinking about those exact things right now. So
And the younger that you can teach them, the more they'll understand. Because right now, Ariana's going through a financial course in school. It is not fun.
Is it teaching her all the wrong things?
Absolutely. And she understands it, though. She understands it. She says, guess what he said today? I said, what did he say today? She said, a house is an asset. I said, is it? She goes, it doesn't produce cash. No. Okay, very good. Just get 100. Just get 100. Get rid of this.
Yeah.
I says, can you forget everything that you've learned in the last 6 months? She goes, absolutely. I said, good.
Let's get through the class, kiddo.
see, that's some good dadding right there, Joe. Good job.
Couple last minute questions.
And then Craig is saying that they'd love to see Chris do a video that disproved you can get a 50-year mortgage, invest the difference, and save years in total off mortgage. We are honest bankers, aren't we?
Yeah, that'd be good on the run numbers on.
Mhm.
I don't think we know anybody on our
Yeah.
team that can run numbers.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
Great
trying to
community.
understand what Craig means by invest the difference.
Of the $300.
Like if you saved
Sure.
$200 a month from the mortgage, like going from a 30-year, like whatever the house was, instead of doing a 30-year, you do 50-year, and then you save $250 or whatever, and then you
A month.
invested that $250.
All
To the moon.
$2,000 a year.
To the moon.
But what are you going to invest in? That's a big if.
Well, that's what you'd have to do on a video. You'd have to go, okay, 50-year mortgage, take the difference, put it back into the principal. Option 1, option 2 is put it into the market. Option 3, put it into a policy. I mean, there are all these options of what you could do, and just says, hey, is there any way you can get it to where it makes sense?
But now let's think about that. If you're saving $200 a month, $2,000 a year to save up $50,000, it's going to take you 25 years to do it.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
you might
That's why it's-
make $300 a year in the investment, and that $200 every month. Let's stack it up, get 12%. So let's say you make a whopping $300 a month or $300 a year in investment income that you would prepay the mortgage with. I think it's like spitting on a forest fire.
But you paid $75,000 more in interest in the one calculation you already ran. So
I think
Right.
you're still going to have a mortgage, be in a casket, and not have enough to pay for the flowers.
That's right.
Good point.
And you don't have to worry about getting shoes because they usually have the bottom half closed. So
Yeah, there you
Or
go.
pants.
Or parents. There you go.
at least shorts just in case the curtain gets pulled back a little bit.
What's behind the curtain?
But I think it's an interesting, calculation. We can do it, but I think we just kind of work through some of it. It doesn't sound like it's going to pencil out at all, but
I'd rather take a 30-year mortgage, turn it into a first lien HELOC, and pay it off in 3.5 years. That's what I've done with many clients.
Can you do that with a 50-year mortgage though and pay it off in 3 years?
This is the first time that I've ever heard of this.
I know, it's so weird.
Well,
Okay.
40-year mortgages exist.
So next they're going to have 30-year vehicles.
Oh, jeez.
Because
God.
don't you remember, cars haven't gone as long as they're going now either.
All right. What's
That
the,
sounds like hell. Okay. Is it possible for the cost of insurance to be too much that it would cause it to not have liquidity till year 8 with One America?
I mean, if you did the policy as a traditional policy, yeah, but not with how infinite banking is set up.
it could be. I mean, I don't know. We don't know how old this individual
Yeah.
is, and we don't know how the policy is structured and various things. So yeah, it could easily be 8. If you're able to put extra paid up additions in, you can move up that efficiency a little bit, but that it could be for sure.
Sounds like a traditional whole life.
I was going to say, it sounds like a traditional whole life,
It
or
does.
even an IUL.
It doesn't have to be. Like I've seen
not
I've
yet.
seen regular structured for banking policies not hit till year 7, year 8, especially if there's a rating, other things, age. So
Well, what do you mean by liquidity? So liquidity,
Cash,
I'm doing as cash value.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You
like-
should have cash value right away, even if it's not really efficient.
I got you. I was reading it as that's when she reached the efficiency point. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Yeah, because that's why it says it sounds like an IUL or a traditional policy that doesn't have a lot of cash value growth in the early years, which is the opposite of how we structure infinite banking policies.
Yeah, cash value is typically year 3, even if it's structured a regular whole life. I just did somebody's policy because their spouse wasn't on board, but they were replacing a term policy, and he wanted to practice this, and he was really excited to get started. So we did 500 base plus 10, right? And it already had like year 1 and 2 was like no cash value, but year 3 it wasn't terrible already. Like it started to have cash value and pick up some momentum. His intention is to put more PUA in, but I just ran that yesterday. So
Gotcha.
There's actually laws and regulations around that require a permanent life insurance policy to have cash value no later than year 3.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Actually, a client, by the way, found that language in their state's laws, their statutes, and brought it over to me and said, hey, this says it's not going to have cash value by until year 3. I'm like saying, no, it's saying that it has to have cash value by year 3.
Yeah.
So I've actually seen that state language. Pretty interesting. Did we make it? Are we there?
Yeah, one last one, I think. Craig Christensen is saying, have 2 investment properties currently on market. Both properties have 90% equity, just no one income verification. Am I only limited to private or hard money loans? He was asking about taking out HELOCs on them.
So the income verification isn't just W-2, it's also rental property. It's everything that comes into the house. So it depends on
rent roll?
It depends on that.
Yeah. It's your total revenue is what they're looking at.
Yeah. It's not just a W-2.
Yeah.
Gross income.
But if you say that if the properties are currently on the market, then why are you asking about doing a HELOC on them?
Maybe he's thinking about taking them off the market and selling, or taking the equity out and then using that and just keeping them rented out.
But I mean, a private and a hard money loan, I don't think would be an option because those are typically short term and they're very high interest. Okay.
Call me, I'll run the numbers.
Yeah.
I'll see if you can qualify for it. I'll pre-qualify it.
So one is a temporary property fix and flip, but if you refinance with a HELOC, then you could just own it and then rent it out, keep cash flow. Inherited one sounds like you are looking to sell, but potentially might keep.
Still might want to take the equity out of it though.
Yeah. So you got another thing, there's 15-year truck loans, auto loans. Oh my gosh.
Well, for the cost of them, I would need that. I would need that long for that.
You're buying a $100K truck, it better to last 15 years.
That's going to be for the big commercial trucks and diesel trucks and things, not your everyday commute vehicle.
Not pickups, trucks.
Well, the big pickups too, like they'll use a 350, a 3500 for hot shotting. They'll
Yeah. All right.
We are done.
I think we got it. We'll appreciate everybody here. We got another AMA in the books. So with that, thanks everybody, and we will see you on the next one.
Thank you.
You on the flip side.
Bye-bye.